Now you'll have to bear with me because I had a cold when I started filming this video, so my voice is a little off, but after a couple of minutes of talking it came right, so just put up with it, okay?
We're talking about multi-tools today, specifically this one, which is the latest Makita 18-volt multi-tool, which is the DTM52. Now, there was a little bit of controversy when they brought this out. It's a fantastic bit of kit. It's absolutely amazing, a lot more powerful than the previous model, but they changed how you put the blades on. Previous to this model, you could use these flat ones, or you could use the Starlock ones. But with the new model, the flat ones don't fit. What you have to do is get these the Starlock ones. Actually, let's get it right. Starlock, Starlock Plus, and Starlock Max. That's the 3 blades you can use. This is actually bloody hell. This is a actual Fiend blade. So that's a good one. But as you can see, it just sits in there like that. And then you've got your pin that goes in, and you locate that, and then that's all connected. So when it came out, you get a few naysayers saying they didn't like the pin, they didn't like the fact that you couldn't put the other blades on, because a lot of people have got blades like this. So they were used to these kind of blades, and some people buy these in bulk. So they might have 50 of these. They get this multi-tool and find out they can't fit this into it, so they're a bit pissed off. They've got to buy these, which are generally more expensive. These ones are more expensive than these ones. But I got to thinking, what if I could adapt this machine to run on both of these?
So, you may have seen a video I did recently with an Oslo tool company adapter. I'm glad my voice has come back. It was giving me a bit of trouble there. So we're going to have a look at that, and we're going to compare that to another adapter. One that somebody has sent me. This one just here. Is this better than the Oslo tool company one? Let's take a look. So here is the Oslo Tool Company adapter, and it's a nice looking bit of kit. As you can see, you've got the pin like you would have on the DTM52, but you also have the end you would normally have on other non-Starlock multi-tools such as the DTM50 and 51. So that means you can, of course, chuck your O.I.S blades on there, or any of these other ones with the holes, and away you go. Poke it into the multi-tool. But unfortunately, there's one other thing you have to do to make those blades stay on there, and that is put a washer and a screw in, which means you have to have an Allen key. So you grab your Allen key, of course, and do it up. But that means if you're on the job switching between blades, you have to have the Allen key on you, or you've got to go and find it, which can be very frustrating, especially seeing as Allen keys are very easy to lose. There's no storage on the tools to hold the Allen key. So someone came up with a better design. First, let's just take a look at this one in action with some Oslo Tool Company blades. So as you can see, that adapter works fine, but what if there is another option? If you're interested in this one, by the way, I'll put a link down in the description. So let's look at another option now, and that is this. Now, this is a 2-part system. You have a look here, we have a pin, but it is longer than the original pin. This, of course, being the original. Now, this is a pin that has had a section welded into it to make it a little bit longer. You can also see here it's had a little bit of beveling done there. Put a bit of a chamfer on that compared to this one, and that's so it fits inside this in a snug manner. Now this if you can't work out, is a Starlock blade that's had the end cut off it. So someone has taken the end, cut that off, and welded it onto the end of a multi-tool. This has been hacked off a Makita multi-tool or similar, and then you can slide that through as a two-piece system, not needing any other tools to do the job. You can just grab your O.I.S blade, stick it on like that, poke that through, and when you tighten up your tool, it is locked in place. So which is the better system? The two-part system, like so, or this larger single unit, but you need to use a screw? Well, I'll go and have a bit of a play with this, and then I'll get back to you. JRR adapter through a nail. Oslo adapter. So let's see how snugly the Oslo Tool Company adapter fits in. Just slots in like so, lock her up, and it's in position. Just give it a wiggle. That's not it moving, that's the whole unit doing its oscillation. But the adapter itself isn't moving, it's not like slightly twisting or anything in there. It's a nice, snug, tight fit. Now the advantage of having this style over the other one is that you don't have to touch this. Once you've got that on there, if you're changing the O.I.S style blades and not using Starlock, you can just leave the adapter in there. You loosen off your screw, take out your blade, and chuck on another blade. Simple as that. Line up your bugger. Get under there. Under you go. Come on. There we go. So it's back to old school style. Not having to use that lever, you just screw on a blade. Pretty basic, pretty simple, right? What about the JRR version? Why am I calling it the JRR version? I'll get to that in just one moment. So you've got this part of the adapter, chuck that in, got to have your lever open, put your blade on, drop your pin in, shut the lever as per any Starlock one. Now, have we got any wiggle? Once again, that is just the whole machine wiggling. Feels pretty snug. He's done a good job. He's done a good job. Is that a better system? It's pretty quick. Let's do a bit of a time trial, shall we? I'll change it out and we'll do it with the other one as well. Okay, so you timing this, take that out of there, drop that, boom. Because these have a slot, we can just go like that. And we are done. Ready to go. Now the Oslo Tool Company one. We need to take that out. We need to put that one in. Do that up. Take that. Boom. Get out of there. Check that. Yeah, the little washer's a bit fiddly, eh? Get the washer out of the way. Put your blade in. Get in there, bugger. And do her up. Okay, I can tell you which way I preferred. I think I preferred the JRR version. Now, I'm calling it the JRR adapter because this was made by a mad bastard from the UK who's got a YouTube channel which, I'll see if I can get it right, is called John's Random Reviews. Random is rad, rock on. So I'm calling it JRR for John's Random Reviews. This is the JRR adapter. Now, if you want to buy one of these, well, you're shit out of luck, because he ain't selling them, and and it's an expensive thing to make because you've got to cut the end off a multi-tool. So he's bought these, had to cut them down, get someone to weld them for him. He has cut these off other knackered multi-tools, cut up a blade. So, you're looking at this costing him to actually make and get it to you about £50 or $100 New Zealand sort of thing. So pretty pricey, and a lot of effort. But I won't be surprised if somebody copies this very shortly, particularly after seeing this video. It might become a quite popular design. Let me know down in the comments which one you think is a better design, this design or this design. Because the beauty of this is, if you're using non-Starlock blades on a job, you don't need anything else. You just have this with the tool. It's always with the tool, so you're not going to lose it, right? Whereas this, you do need one of these. This is, of course, 2 parts to lose, though, when you're using Starlock blades and you've got to store that somewhere else. But it's not that much different to having to store that somewhere else, as it sits together quite nicely. And this being a screw, there's a chance at some point you are going to damage the thread on the screw, or you're going to stuff up the top here where you're putting your Allen key in, and you're going to strip all this out, cam that out, and so you're going to have to replace bits on that. Whereas that, there's a lot less to go wrong, really. And I'm pretty certain, if you have a look, you'll be able to find bits that look like this for sale on the interweb quite cheap and easily. So that bit there is easy to do. This bit here, a bit more complicated, mainly because of this end bit here with the little scallops that it's got in it. These little scallops at the end are the sort of pain in the bum bit if you were trying to make one at home, for instance. That's a little bit tricky. Otherwise, you could just get a bit of rod, chuck it on the old lathe over there, and just whoop one of those up pretty easily. But I'm guessing somebody is going to do that pretty soon. Now, I know some people have asked John to make them for them, and they're willing to buy them and stuff, and I don't know if he's actually sold any or not. I know he was going to do a couple, I think, for people. If you want to see all his mad ramblings on coming up with this idea and all the processes, and he's got about 700 videos on it down in the description there. I will put a link to his channel. Go check him out. He's a mad bugger. He does a lot of Makita stuff. He's a Makita tragic like I am. But he also does all sorts of random shit, hence the name John's Random Reviews. That's a shit piss weak impersonation of his voice. But he does all sorts of things. He put some of his holiday clips on there recently. He went to Canada and he put those on there. And he does a bit of skating, skateboarding, and he's got all sorts of random shit on there. Sometimes he thinks he's a stand-up comedian as well, so he's a bit of a funny fucker. So go check him out down there. I'll put a link. I'll put it up in the top corner here as well. And thanks, John, for sending me that. I do think it is better than this long term. Hopefully it'll last. Hopefully this won't get too cammed out, and hopefully there's no problem with the welds. Well, it looks like it'll hold no problem, I'm sure, but my guess is the bit that's going to wear out is going to be this, which is basically, just a standard blade Starlock section. Cut off one of these, so it's gonna get dinged up and wear over time, and it might start getting a little bit sloppy in here, but as it stands at the moment, it's a damn tight fit. In fact, it might even feel tighter than one of these, really. Yeah, so there's a little bit of movement in that. There's a heap of movement in that. There's quite a lot of movement in those. Yet somehow, he's managed to get that to not move. So giving it a few love taps there by the looks to make it good and tight, and all holes and everything all welded up there. So cheers again, John. Go check him out down fucking there. I'm sure he'll be leaving some comments on this video too. He doesn't really know I'm going to do this video, so he's going to be quite shocked at what he's just seen, no doubt. So I got this adapter from John about 6 weeks ago, and I've been using it ever since while I've been using a multi-tool. I've been swapping out between this and the Oslo one, and what became apparent very quickly is that it's much easier to keep using this one than to keep finding the fucking Allen key, because I'm hopeless at losing things, especially Allen keys. I've got such a mess. There's always shit everywhere. And yeah, the Allen key's not strapped to the damn tool or the blade or something, I'm not going to find the damn thing. And that was the problem. I was looking for it earlier today and thinking, what do I do with that Allen key? And I'd gone and put the thing away, which is very unlike me. And so that stuffed me right up. So this one, just much quicker and more convenient than the Oslo one. So thanks again for watching, everybody. If this was your first time here and you're interested in Makita stuff, then take a look down in the description. There's a heap more videos down there. Have a look around my channel. I've got hundreds of videos on Makita tools, and I get reviews out before most people. Just saying. And don't forget to check out John's channel down there as well. And I'll see you all next week. See you later. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't work it out, that wasn't my voice at the beginning of the video. See ya.